Hey guys, it is John C. Morley here, sir, entrepreneur. Welcome to Friday, February 17th, 2023. If you're new to my channel, well, why don't you grab your smartphone and launch your camera app, point over to that QR code like so, touch the yellow oval ellipse. You'll get my link tree with lots of great information to improve the quality of your life and so many of the people you care about. First of all, I want to tell you how we work. We start on a Saturday. We start on that Saturday with a day one. We roll all the way through the week, and we end up today on a Friday, which is a day seven. We'll get to our master topic in just a minute, but do want to thank you for popping by. I want to thank those of you that have been with me for so very long, supporting the channel and soaking up all this great knowledge. And I want to thank you for tuning into us, whether that's at 1 a.m., 3 a.m., 6 p.m., 11 a.m., 4 a.m., or whatever time you watch on the replays. I'm so grateful for you taking the moments and time to soak up this great knowledge when it's convenient for you. All right, we're going to get into our master topic right now because I know you guys are anxious for that. Here we go. All right, how to structure a goal, series 2, show 7, episode number 7. So series 2 we're in year 2. Show 7, we're on the 7th show in the second year, and episode 7 is, as I said, we have the last episode of the week every single week, which is Friday. Now, we've been talking a lot about structure, okay? And I definitely encourage you guys to read my latest article that I posted on LinkedIn, actually just today. So you can check that out right now, completely free, by going to the QR code or believemeachieve.com. And today's latest article, because I write 2 articles every single week. I wrote a tech article and then I write a motivational article or something having to do with advertising, people, and things like that. It's titled Understanding Why Structure is Important. Now, if you've been with me all week, hopefully you understand that structure is a living, breathing concept of our world. Whether we're talking about people, whether we're talking about animals, whether we're talking about planets, whether we're talking about processes, everything, schedules, everything has a structure. Yesterday, we spent a lot of time talking about lighthouses. Authors spent a lot of time structuring their books or their dialogues, right? Plays, directors, producers like myself. We spent a lot of time, getting a structure together, right? Now, when we think about a structure in life, a lot of us are going back to something that has to deal with a format, a process, right? We also talked about the fact that a structure is necessary for a lot of reasons. One, it can help us build upon so that it can be better and stronger. We also said that a structure is not just in buildings, like aircraft, skeletons, bridges, etc., but it's in a lot of other things. And so a structure can be a process, okay? It can be an object, right? Structures help us maximize efficiency. We learned a lot about lighthouses, right? We learned a lot, in fact, that structure is in everything we do every day. And if something in our life doesn't have structure, well, then it's not going to work all the time. And we also learned that many people in life cringe when they hear the word structure. It's like they want to just scream. The reason for that, ladies and gentlemen, is simple. It's because structure has not been chosen by the individual, it has been imposed on them. Things that they don't want, things that they wish were never there. And so structure has given to them a bad name, a bad taste, right? But there's so much good in structure, right? Structure, we know, can help us keep a good schedule. Structure can keep us on track in a relationship. Structure can help us stay or keep us ahead of where we want to be in business, right? Structure can help us to be healthy. Structure can give us a way to debate. There's so many things that structure can do for us. I mean, we could spend months talking about that. But knowing that structure is something we can be part of, knowing structure can be an object, structure can have certain properties to it. But at the end of the day, a structure is something that we need in our lives. And if you're saying to me, hey, John, I don't want structure in my life. Okay, I'm just going to ask you one question, if I may. Why is it that you don't want structure? Is it because you feel that it's something that you don't want because you feel you might lose your freedom? Is it because you're fearful of structure or you don't know how to be in structure? Now, I will tell you this, even jugglers use structure. Um, Everyone in life uses structure. I know that you might be fearful of structure. I'll tell you that structure is something that you probably would never know. Structure is something that, for some reason, exists, but you don't seem to want to embrace it. Another reason a structure gets in the way is because you're trying to, let's say, shortchange someone. And you feel that if you can get through something without structure, then maybe you can get ahead faster. But the truth of the matter is, you can't. You can't get ahead faster. When you have structure, you have a formula, you have a recipe, you have something that is going to withstand the tracks of time. Let's think about structure in something we don't think about a lot, the structure of flow. What's the structure of flow? Well, you've heard of ebb and flow. We start here and then we flow down, and then it gradually comes back around and it kind of flows back. And it's like a nice swooping motion. When we appreciate structure, it's like we want to learn more about structure. And the more we choose to learn about structure, we make it part of our lives, what we'll find is that it actually becomes an amazing, powerful support system for us. Hmm. Did you know that there is structure in everything? There is structure in horseback riding. It's a certain way the horse needs to gallop. I've told you before, there is structure in sailing, right? There's a certain way that you need to sail. You need to sail in one of three tacks. That is beating, where the wind is just on either side of the bow, but not touching, because if it was touching, it would be in irons. Reaching, and by the way, the sail is all the way in, but almost all the way in, but not too tight, so it's pinching. Or reaching when the sail is about, let's say, halfway out and the wind is coming over the side of the boat, either side, or the wind is coming over from the back, which is called running. I know, ladies and gentlemen, that you're probably wondering what else happens. So there's also a structure in how things work. And so when you've got the wind coming at the beating tack, you're sailing as close as you can to the wind without luffing. Your sail is almost all the way in, but not pinching. your center board, or we call the dagger board, is all the way down. When you're reaching, your sail, as we said, is halfway out, and your rudder, a center board or dagger board is halfway up. When you're running, it's just about almost all the way up. And so the structure of sailing is understanding how the wind hits the boat. Now, for years, a lot of people said to me, "Hey, John, how do you tell what direction the wind is coming from?" So, a real simple one: just take your finger, lick it, and hold it like this. Okay. Now, a good thing you can do is you take your whole finger. Okay, do that, and you put your finger like this. Okay, whatever direction you feel coldest on your finger, that's where the wind is coming from. Pretty cool, right? So, understanding the structure of how sailing works can make you a great sailor and eventually a competitive sailor. Understanding the structure of words, predicates, verbs, adjectives, nouns, right? Conjunctions will make you a good writer. Understanding how to tell a story with video will make you a good video storyteller. What else is in structure? There is even structure in life when we talk about something you don't hear every day. But I'm talking about meditation. There's a structure to meditation. So we have something called alpha, beta, and theta. All right. So you have alpha, beta waves, right? You have alpha, beta, and theta waves. So the first thing you're probably wondering is, what is alpha? So alpha waves is how many cycles per second. Well, alpha waves are 9 to 14 cycles per second. Okay, that's alpha. Let's think about beta for a second. Beta waves are how many cycles per second? How many do you think, ladies and gentlemen? How many cycles per second? 15 to 40 cycles per second. And how many do you think are theta? Theta what's theta? Theta is how many cycles per second? 5 to 8 cycles per second. Okay. And then lastly, we have delta. How many cycles is delta? .5 to 4 cycles per second. That's delta. And ladies and gentlemen, that is sleep. So beta is the frequency of 15 to 40 cycles per second. That's what you and I are in right now. And that means the mind is very strongly engaged and actively participating. Okay. For example, a debater would be in beta, 15 to 14 cycles per second, 15 to 40. Alpha, 9 to 14 cycles per second. Okay. A person might be sitting down, closing their eyes, and starting to rest, and they're going to slowly drop into alpha. Next, if they keep relaxing, they will go down into what? Theta. So theta is 5 to 8 cycles per second. Okay. A person who's taken time off a task and begins to just daydream will typically be in 5 to 8 cycles per second. Okay. We call it a theta brainwave state. Now, if someone keeps getting down even lower, the slowest frequency is 1.5 to 4 cycles per second. Now, here's what happens. If you start at beta and then you go down to alpha, okay, and you start to, let's say, imagine things, it brings the brain right up back to beta pretty quickly because it's 9 to 14, right? So if you get down to theta, which is 5 to 8, and then you, let's say, go up 5 cycles, then you'll be right at alpha, which is the perfect place to be. So when you're at theta and you start to become a little active, you'll be right at alpha, and then that's where you want to be. So that's a great way to do it. But a lot of people think that you don't need structure, and you do. Well, John, why do I need structure to relax? Well, you need structure to understand how things work. Once we have a clear understanding of how something works, then we are ready, ladies and gentlemen, to start growing from that point. This week has been really incredible for me, and I hope you have found it as well. We've been talking all about the different types of structures. That's not just with things on the earth like liquids, solids, right? And frames, but foundations, people, processes, protocols, methods. They're all a structure. I hope you've enjoyed being with me this week as much as I have. It has truly been a privilege, a pleasure, and an honor to be with you this entire week, as well as tonight, Friday, February 17, 2023. I hope you'll like, love, support the channel. Definitely comment below. Share after you've tagged your friends, colleagues, and associates this out with everyone you know on social media. Go to my YouTube channel, John Space C Space MORLEY Space Serial Entrepreneur. Look for that key phrase to help keep our content free. Make the choice, ladies and gentlemen. Click on the PayPal link and buy my team and I a cup of coffee. We'll be so grateful for those pennies and dollars. We'll invest into new hardware, new technology, new equipment, new software, even facilities to give you the most jaw-dropping, empowered content to keep you growing and becoming a better version of yourself. I hope you have enjoyed this as much as I have. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen? I'm going to see you guys in another session real soon where we have a brand new master topic tomorrow. Stay tuned, everyone. Be well.